Skills and habits we learn as kids have a significant impact on our behaviour as adults. South Africa has one of the lowest savings rates in the world, so let's blame this on, I don't know, not being taught about money and saving in school. But lucky for you, this morning we're talking about innovative ways for parents to teach their kids to be money savvy. Budget insurance spokesperson Susan Steward is our guest, and she joins us from Johannesburg. An important conversation. Susan, where do we start?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Well, I think, first of all, money and talking about budgeting in the home isn't taboo anymore. So start with little things like talk to your children about how much you saved on petrol during lockdown or how much you saved on eating out. Talk to them about switching off the lights if you're not in the room at the time. It's little things like that that just become a habit. If you talk to them about how it can contribute to saving money at the end of the day. So that's just talking about budgeting at home. The second thing is if they get an allowance or pocket money, pay them in cash. And then you have that 50, 30, 20% rule where you say 50% goes towards your needs. So, you know, in an adult's world, it would be expenses or groceries. 20% goes directly to savings. You don't even sniff the money. And 30% you can put towards something that you really want, save towards it. If you want to get really strict, you could even tax them 10% before you give it to them. So if they're getting $50 a week, you know, you could give them, say, $45 a week, and they don't even see that. And that's teaching them about when you get your first salary, you're going to get taxed. Another way is playing games around the home, and Monopoly is obviously the firm favorite, but there's Game of Life. There's a few games, and if they're little, you can even do kind of your own tuck shop where you have a whole lot of treats and they have to purchase a treat from the tuck shop, just to understand getting change and how you manage your money and how much you've got left over once you've spent some of that money.
And how do you keep an eye on that money? I mean, my children, for example, if I give them cash, they'll just go on sweets. And so it's incredible how they find a way to find sweets of that cash, even when you are looking at them. And also, how do you stop them from talking about money in public when it's something that should be just spoken about within the family?
Absolutely. So I think getting them to put it in a little piggy bank, or maybe you even keep it for them, is one thing. And again, it depends on the age of the child. If they're a little bit older, maybe open a bank account. I remember back in the day, I had a Bob T Jr. account, you know, when I was little. So it depends on the age, but a bank account would work really well, and then they have to draw the money out. In terms of getting them not to speak about it in public, I'm not sure you can stop them from doing that. They've got a mind of their own. But I mean, encouraging them that it's not something that you shouldn't talk about, and that it's about being responsible with money. And I think that's what we need to teach our children, is it's okay to talk about money, but just, you know, it's about savings and looking towards the future. Yeah, I think that's probably the best approach.
And how do you think this will help address the fact that we have one of the lowest saving rates in the world? I mean, how did we even get into that position?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's getting more expensive, your daily expenses, and because we've got one of the lowest saving rates in the world, you know, we're bringing up the next generation, and I think we need to start it so early on, so that, you know, it doesn't get to the point when you're out of school and you get your first salary and you just blow it on, you know, I've got this money and it's mine now. If you start it early on and you kind of instill that need for savings and putting just a little bit away, it doesn't have to be a certain percentage, but making sure that it becomes habit, it becomes a lot easier. You know, practicing anything becomes better over time. So I just feel the earlier you do it with your children, hopefully that habit develops.
That's fantastic advice, Susan Stewart. Thank you very much for that.